This lesson is on adverbs. What is an adverb? An adverb is a word that describes a verb. Remember, the verb is the action word. The verb tells you what your action is, and the words we're talking about today describe that action. It can describe how you're doing it, when, where, how much of this you're doing. Adverbs can answer all kinds of questions about the action. Let's look at some examples. You can be doing something well. You can be doing something quickly or loudly. You can finally be doing something, or you can do it kindly. Sometimes you even have to do something as a friend. These are all examples of adverbs that we'll talk about in Esperanto in this lesson. In Esperanto, an adverb will generally end with the letter E. E. For example, bone. Bone is the adverb that means well, as in, you are doing this well. You might recognize it as one of the first words we learned back in chapter 1. Kiel vi fartas? Bone. I'm doing well. You also learned one of its sister words, bona. Bona is the adjective that means good. Remember, an adjective describes a noun, a person, place, or thing, and the adverb describes the verb. Bone means you're doing this very well. Bona means you're a good person. Do we understand the difference? In addition to bone, well, we've also learned an adjective, rapida, which turns into rapide. So just like rapida means fast, rapide means quickly. Lauta is loud, and laute is loudly. You can speak loudly. Fino was the end. Fine means finally. You can also turn some nouns into adverbs in this way. Afabla means kind, and afable means kindly. You can be a kind person, afabla homo, and you can speak kindly, paroli affable. You also learned the word amico means friend. So if you are doing something amiche, you are doing something as a friend. You can see that sometimes it takes more than one English word to translate the one Esperanto word. That's okay. That's just something that happens in languages. Now let's look at the sentence, I am going home. We've already learned some of the words in this, so let's break down how we could use this sentence in Esperanto. First, we know I, that's the one doing the verb. Am going, that's the action that I'm doing. And then you have home. Home describes my action. It describes where I'm going. But this is a weird one because in addition to describing where I'm going, it's also kind of receiving the action. So, let's look at what this would look like in Esperanto. we know I would be me, am going would be irás, so me irás. How do we say home? Well, we know that heimo is the noun for a home. But we're not just using the noun, we're describing how I'm going and where I'm going. So we take off that O for the noun and add an E to make it an adverb. But remember, we also said that home is also receiving the action of that going. So, do we remember how to show that? We have to add an N. This is something that we don't do in English, and it's going to be a little bit confusing. But I am going home would be mi iras heimen. In Esperanto, if you're talking about directions, what direction you are going, then you can add the accusative N onto the end of an adverb sometimes. So, to recap, an adverb is a word that describes a verb. We're describing how you're doing something. I'm doing well. I'm running quickly. I'm speaking loudly. I'm finally going. I'm speaking kindly. Or you can even speak to someone as a friend. We also learned that adverbs in Esperanto usually end with the letter E. There are some exceptions, like hodiaŭ, today, but we can get to those another time. We learned that you can turn other parts of speech into adverbs. I am a good person can become I am doing well. Mi fartas bone. I am a fast person can become I am running quickly. Mi kuras rapide. I am a loud speaker can become I am speaking loudly. Mi parolas laŭte. This is the end of the day can become I am finally doing it. Mi fine faras ĝin. He is a kind person can become you are speaking kindly. Vi parolas afable. He is my friend, or you are my friend, can become we are acting as friends. Ni agas amike. We also learned that when we're talking about how to give directions in Esperanto, for example, I am going home, we learned that home is both describing going, which makes it an adverb, so it gets the E ending, and it's also receiving the action of the verb go, so that makes it accusative, and it gets the N ending. If you don't get all of this right away, and it doesn't make perfect sense to you, that's okay. Remember, learning takes time, no matter what.